Hey all, welcome back to the latest podcast. So, coming up today's podcast, Miller Dose and Yos and Cooleys sheep breeder shows, and just basically about getting Yos ready for the ram, a few bits and pieces like that. A little bit of housekeeping first. Myself and Evaine have a podcast up on Patreon. It's I think it's a €5 charge on it. It's just something that me and her have done together. It's a little bit of a, how would you describe it? Bringing the generations together, her opinion and my opinion, and seeing where we go. So we would very much appreciate if people could give it a listen. Also, on YouTube from Monday onwards, she's going to be doing her own little clip, kind of like a Monday minute, and it'll be up every Monday evening on the shorts. So it's kind of a just to get her started into it. So I won't be in it. I won't be near it. It'll be just her herself, having a go at it. So you'll see what she does. So we're keeping it to a minute just to start off with, and then she can build it up if she wants. So what am I going to start with? So I'm going to start with tipping and getting Yos ready for the rams and stuff like that. This year we done things a little bit different because last year we didn't have a great scanning rate. So normally we always, after weaning, put the rams, put the Yos on silage. This year we didn't. We have actually just put them on grass. So we had them on fields, and they at each field, each section, it ate them off hard and cleaned them up and got them cleaned up to have them for the winter. So the Yos are in a better condition than last year, and the Cheviot Yos, for whatever reason, weren't in a better condition. Well, they were in better condition last year, but they were not in good enough condition, would be the word, I suppose. So we've been feeding them for the last while, and basically we have had them on oats mostly, and they're getting a handful of ration. But I was told if I'm feeding them coming up to lambing, up to tipping, low protein diet is the best thing to feed them with. So that's why we went with the oats and the ration as well. Now we have a feed bucket, a mineral bucket with them, and I had to take up on the mineral buckets because they weren't eating it. So they're just picking through the feed bucket. They're not eating it hard. So yeah, there's a nice do on the field, but nothing special. So why they got set back on, I presume it's just worms that set them back a little bit. Because they have picked up. Now, one or two of them still wouldn't be all out now as good as what they should be, but look, we'll get them there. We'll get it there. They still have a few weeks before they go to the Rams, so we will see. We will see how that goes. So how when getting Yos ready for the Ram, like how do we know sheep need bolus? How do we know they need mineral drenches? What's the thing on everyone's farm that's the go-to thing that we go, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we've been doing for years. Like, what's the story like? So basically, does anybody get their sheep blood tested? Does anybody get their sheep, like, what do we do that we know that we need these extra vitamins and all that for the sheep? And the reason I asked that is because a friend of mine a couple of years ago got his sheep blood tested, and vet told him, well, they don't need any minerals. So if anyone thinks their sheep is strong and in good order, maybe they don't need the minerals. Or maybe they just need a boost or something. So it is a way to look at it now. If you're trying to boost up your sheep, then yeah, they do need something. But again, do you know on your farm what they need? So on our farm, we're very low in cobalt. It's a big issue. So the Yos, Hogget Yos, Cheviot Yos, they've got their mineral bucket. They're not eating it, so that's a good thing. The Cheviot Yos have got 2 magnesium buckets, and again, it's just a tester with them, just to see what they do, but they haven't really touched it. So they're not low in minerals. So they are the two buckets we use are our two tested buckets. So when they're not eating them hard, it means the mineral levels is pretty good. So for us this year, we've gone with a different routine of boluses. So we've gone with the cobalt fixed pellets this year. It's very much a case of get the cobalt into them. There's not much other minerals in them, and it's a cheaper a bolus. And the reason being is because they're not eating the mineral buckets, they clearly don't need a lot of minerals. We have given them sheep boost as well. Now, we give them the sheep boost because that's what it is. It's a boost. I feel that they will be in better, because they're in better condition, they will have enough twins. So I just think that the boost it'll boost them up. And plus, any of the thinner yos, we're giving them some cobalt B12 as well. Now, the Cheviot Hogget yos have got cobalt B12 dose twice. When we're branding the yos, any yo that's a bit thinner, we'll get a shot of the cobalt B12 as well. And this is what I say is that all them products on the market are all good, but it's about finding what works on your farm, not so much on other farms. And look, it's a simple case of trying to balance. Like, you've money coming in, you've money going out, and you kind of want to be in a situation where you can just know that what you're doing is working. And if something didn't work last year, not leaving it till the week before they're going to the ram to try and sort the problem out. It's like month, 6 weeks before the ram. Like, and that's the thing, like the bolus is like, how long do you give them before going to the ram? Do you give them the bolus? And like, is it a case of a month, 6 weeks? So my opinion is the other years I would have been giving the boluses closer to them going to the ram. So this year I've given it to them about a month in advance. So that should help, because it should be the cobalt should be dripping into the system. And the same with the sheep boost, should be working for them going up to teasers going out. Teasers will flush them, the energy will go through the body then, and then when they hit the rams, they should be ready to go on lamb. Now, we are going to lamb earlier this year. It's not ideal, but we will have to make do with it. The other thing is, when we're giving these doses and stuff to the sheep, maybe I'm wrong, but I am of the opinion that if you give them too much at once, it doesn't work. That they're better giving them one dose 1 week, another dose the next week. Like, example B is if we're taking a supplement drink, a vitamin drink, you don't just down the whole in one. You take a sip at it over time, and it works better into your body. So it surely will be the same for the sheep, though. And that's a mistake I have made down the years, is that I gave them go stuff all in one day, got the job done or job sorted, and I think it would have been better giving it to them each week rather than all in one day. So the other thing then with the owls going to the ram, worms. Now, I didn't dung sample the owls this year, and the reason I didn't do it was I was talking to a vet 2 years ago, and he said to me, the owls go, if any worms at all in the owls going to the ram, it will affect their fertility. So I said this year, right, well, it doesn't matter whether they have worms or not, I'm going to dose them and just make sure that there's nothing in their system, because they're all together and then they're all different batches. That in kind of the case of an accurate dung sample of them, because there's so many yos in the batch. So I said that I gave them Levicide low volume a week or two ago, and then when I'm branding the yos, I'm going to give them Endoflucan half. It was a fluke and worm dose. It's 2 doses that we use on the farm that work for us, so we find them quite effective. We used to use closamectin, the injection, and that was the best injection we ever used. It cleared up everything. But Unfortunately, it's not on the market anymore. So the levicide low volume and the fluke and worm dose, I find, are extremely important and helpful. So, and this is the thing is like, and the thing with these products and using them, kind of need to make sure that what's working on your farm is for your farm. And like, even if you certain fields are different, to have something that, you know, can counteract it. It's like a lot of people last year, myself included, had poor scans, and we're all paying the price for it this September when we don't have the volume of lambs to sell. Like, we're down probably 50 or 60 lambs, and if 30 of them were yow lambs and were in the sale at the moment, they'd be worth money. Like, so it's a big loss. And as I say, like, the odds us, we're trying to get them strong and get them ready for tipping. The only problem we have is we're still quite tight for grass. With the dry weather, it has affected the grass growth, and even though it rains a bit, it's still not quite there. But look, yeah, hopefully it'll start growing soon. We do need it. So that's kind of a little chat about the minerals and the doses pre-tip. And I suppose it's not that I know the answers or have any of the answers. I'm not a nutritionist. But I suppose by me saying out loud what I'm thinking, it gives you the opportunity to think about what you're doing. Are you spending your money the right way or the wrong way? And bits like that. So it's, you know, I think it's an important thing to sit back and look at the program for getting them in lamb and see, are you doing it the right way, or is there something you can tweak to make better? And also, by putting out the teasers, it compacts the lemon. You know, you will get 80% of them land in 3 weeks or thereabouts. But if that's not what suits your way of doing it, then there's no point in doing it. And as I say, with mineral buckets, doses, and all that, it's not what the person down the road is doing, it's not what the person up the road is doing, it's what works on your farm. And it's what you find is best. It's not what comes in a fancy bucket that looks delightful. That is not worth crap. It's what works on your farm, and sometimes you're better off just using what works on your farm. If it's a little bit left field, what about it? You know, just get what works on your farm and try and get it down to a T, and that you can make life as easy as possible. So back now to the Cooleys show. Myself and Evaine were up there for the day, and we were watching the sale and bits and pieces. And I suppose as the sale goes, we've been going to that sale now, I'd say 10 year on or off. Depends if I'm working, I don't get to go, but if I'm not working, I always make the time to go. We have bought sheep in it before, and the sheep we bought in it done really well. I was kind of raging at the time that the particular owls that was in it that I bought, that I didn't buy a few more pens of them that year. That they really did. They were really hardy. They were, so they were really good mothers. So they were. But why am I talking about the Cooleys show? What would make it different to other shows? Well, it's a show that, whilst it's gone 15 year and has got better each year and bigger, it's a show that represents what's coming for Ireland in the sheep farming industry. Because it's not a sale that has one breed of sheep. It's not a sale that has specific sheep. It's a sale that has sheep for everybody. And it's a bit like going back to, as I was saying earlier, when we were in Big Boy Ram sale in Carrick. You're able to adjust. If the sheep go out of your price range, you can pivot to something else and buy something that's in your price range, and that's good. You know, I'll give an example, like in the horn sheep up there, like you had Lanarks, Mayos, Swaledales, I think they're a pert type horn hoggets. So you have a choice of what you could buy, what you want. And I was just looking at it going, like, I saw the prices what they were making. I just said to myself, keeping hoggets over the winter for yourself, it's great to have them. And I said to myself, if this was a sale that you could go to every year and you were guaranteed to get that there was 20 or 30 say swag yowls in or whatever, would you be easier buying them in rather than keeping the replacement hoggets? And it was just something that I was thinking of in my own head when I was up there, that would it be simpler way of doing it? And then, but the flip side of it is kind of like my own breed. But if you were just breeding mules, like, you had a great selection of different hoggets that you could breed mules out of. Then naturally enough, there was mules, and there was loads of Suffolk and continental breed hogget yowls in as well, and like they were good trade, like, and we seen then the North Country Cheviots were in it, and whilst I wouldn't get into breeding them, I can see what the attraction of them is. I can see how well they do up there and how well presented they are in the sale. And when they go around that show ring, they are lovely looking sheep. I can't say how well they would do on a farm and that, because I've never had them, and I have been told that they are a fantastic sheep and great for fattening. But just watching the sheep go in the ring and how they were presented was fantastic. But again, you had them Cheviots up there, and you had loads Texas cross sheep, you had different breeds of sheep and things that you were doing. So it's a sale that I think is going to go from strength to strength. The quality of sheep is there, and like the stuff across lambs in it, and like they were big as bears, like, so there is sheep in it for everybody. And like, I think this year there were more people in it than I ever saw in it, and it is a credit to them that they have it like that, but it's also a credit that they not alone are the lads that are involved in it at the beginning still in it, but the next generation's coming through. And I think that is the key to what they have done, is that they have got the next generation on the committee, helping them out, doing a bit of work with them. And I just seen it there, watching the people running up and down, putting in sheep into pens. The older lads were standing back, and I just thought to myself, this is a sale that's going to be here for another 15, 20 years without any hassle, because the original lads are there, they're itching to keep it going, but the next generation are coming through and they're doing their share of the work. So it's good and it's great to see. But then look, the sheep speak for themselves. But even if you're into sheep, it's a great day out just to go and watch sheep through the ring. It's really easy to see, and the sheep are really well laid out in the pens. So hopefully next year we'll get to go again. So it's definitely one of those things, and we look forward. And Evaine enjoys her day too up there, because there's always somebody to talk to. So that's today's podcast. Thanks for joining. I hope it was interesting, and chat to you all very soon.